finally, after like 7 years of owning this, know what it feels like to have it on my actual arm, and of course now virtually, because today is the day that Assassin's Creed Nexus has finally dropped. And honestly, I could not be more happy to tell you today about this brand new game coming to Quest 2, Quest 3, and of course the Quest Pro. This is an exciting ass day that we honestly have been dreaming of right since that very first moment that we had Mark Zuckerberg telling us about the fact that we was going to get Assassin's Creed and of course San Andreas. Now one of those two hasn't happened yet. Maybe it never will. But today I'm here to tell you all about the game that has happened, and that is Assassin's Creed making its way to virtual reality. Now what we're going to be doing in today's video is a review of the game, some gameplay, and I'm going to take you through all three of the different assassins that you get to play in this game in the gameplay section at the very end. Now everything is timestamped out, so if you don't want any spoilers, then don't worry, the gameplay that I've taken for today is completely spoiler free so that you get to go into this still with brand new eyes, only with having seen how this works mechanically so that you can go on and enjoy this game for yourselves. I really don't want to ruin anything for you guys, so I'm going to keep this entire thing virtually spoiler free other than some small stuff about the story and what the actual game is about. So just trying to keep it as clean as possible for you guys so that when you go into this, you still get to have the same experience I did going into this and having your minds blown. Now let's talk about story very briefly about this game. Again, I want to keep this very spoiler free, but if you're very sensitive to the story, it is timestamped. Skip ahead to the little next section because then I'm going to keep it as spoiler free as possible from then on in the video. You go in as a hacker and you've been hired to essentially go into the three different assassins' memories, and you need to find the pieces to a puzzle of something that is going to essentially help their bad people see what's going to happen in the future. It is a future telling machine, yes, from the ancient times. Don't question logic, it just makes sense, okay? But of course things aren't just that simple, because on top of that you are helping another team of people plant hacker bombs inside of those memories in order to completely erase them from being able to be accessed by the bad guys. That's the overarching story. Now the cool bit is that you get to go into three different assassins' minds and of course three different assassins' time periods. Those assassins are Ezio in the Renaissance of Italy, Kassandra going into ancient Greece, and of course Connor going into colonial America. These three time zones are very, very iconic from the different games, and honestly these are three that I would have personally picked to go in and sort of explore myself as well. Of course there are a ton of different assassins that we could go back into, but for right now these are the three that we actually get to go and embody and become for this game. Now let's jump into some other bits about the game. Let's talk about mechanics of this thing. This is kind of the part that I think everyone's going to be mostly interested in, is does this game work well as a game? Considering the entirety of Assassin's Creed is all about parkour, stealth, fighting, and of course some disgustingly cool weapons like the wrist blade, swords, bows, and throwing knives, and a various bunch of other cool things as well. Now, the game gets super interesting the further you get through this. I'm going to warn you now as you jump into this game, it definitely is a bit of a slow burn because, well, you have to unlock all the different things, go through learning the different heroes, and then of course unlocking cool things as you go through the game. But when it comes down to the cool mechanics of this, it's pretty damn good. Now, of course, there are negatives to these things, and we're going to go through those as we go through this as well. But let's start off with parkour. Parkour is actually freaking phenomenal in this, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Running around the rooftops feels insane, jumping between the different pillars as you're going through. Oh god, it just feels so damn right to be able to do that. Now, I am a little bit on the mechanics of the way that they've done this. The way that you actually do this is by holding down a button to either continually jump where you can, or you can push it individually to jump yourself as you go. But that mechanic only works when you're next to something that you can jump. So if you're just walking down the street and you hit that button, it won't do anything. It's very much a button press mechanic, which kind of makes it feel a little bit like we're still locked to a controller, and really that flat controllers are coming through in a virtual world. Personally, I would have loved to see them handle this like stride, where you actually like throw your hands up and you sort of move your hands to run faster without having to handle it with button presses. But of course, it still works well, and I do think the new people coming into VR, they're probably going to appreciate this mechanic more. But Ubisoft, if you're listening, I would put those options in for more veteran players like myself, because it's just a little bit more immersive and it could have been done just slightly better. But all in all, it feels pretty freaking amazing to run up, climb the tallest building you possibly can, and then jump off of the end of it and land into a bale of hay. Yeah, all of those things are there and it feels freaking dope. So way more positive than negative when it comes to that. Weaponry in this game feels freaking dope as well. There's a ton of different weaponry that you can use, and you will unlock a lot more as you go through the game, but your core mechanics will always be there. Things like having the sword with Ezio, and of course Kassandra having a super dope bow, and then having like a tomahawk with Connor. Those iconic weapons are going to stay there, as well as of course your wrist blades, whether it be 2 or 1 depending on which characters you are playing as. This game just kind of has it all when it comes to that. Let's dive into a bit of combat with this game. Unfortunately, the combat isn't the best. It's pretty well handled in a sense of how kind of an Assassin's Creed game works, where it's very much like swipe, block, dash, you know, and attack. Those things are definitely still there, and it feels very translated from the flat games into VR. Unfortunately, they haven't quite taken advantage of the fact that in a VR game you could 100% have a full-on combat fight, something like what you get within Swordsman or other sword fighting games. Really get a complete experience of what combat's supposed to feel like. Unfortunately, they kind of missed the mark on this. It definitely does the job well enough to make it involved in the game. I just kind of wish that they'd taken the combat to the next level and allowed us to really get involved with that aspect of the game. You know, you can't win them all, and as a small caveat to what you get in this game, it's not the worst thing. And also, honestly, getting to shank someone with like wrist blade still feels pretty damn good. It just, when you get into like a sword fight or something, it feels a little bit slow and clunky for my liking, and just a bit too slow paced for a game of this fast paced nature. They also use mixed reality in one of the most inventive ways I've seen it used so far, just integrating into a VR game in such a unique way. For this, when you go into different missions, you actually get a chance to step into the mixed reality version of this and actually manipulate the computer, solving puzzles in your real world mixed in with the virtual one. It's actually an incredibly immersive way of making mixed reality part of a VR game, so you know, props to them for involving this into the game somehow. I do want to say as well that this game looks absolutely mind-bogglingly good. For a standalone game, the look of this game is just phenomenal. I honestly don't think the recordings that I'm showing you here, or the recorded gameplay I'm going to show you at the end, does this game justice, because in the headset it looks way flipping better. Trust me when I say this, when you get in there, your jaw is just going to go, "Buh? This is standalone?" Yeah, I know. Seriously, like how the hell is this on a Quest 2, a Quest 3 and a Quest Pro? I don't even get it. I can just about wrap my head around it being on a Quest 3, but even on a Quest 2, this game still looks abso-bloody-lutely phenomenal. The vastness of the cities when you go up to the highest points you possibly can, no matter which city you're looking at, just looks phenomenal. I just love the grandness of each of these levels, and it just works incredibly well. So when it comes to visuals, they've genuinely smashed it. Pretty damn good. The fidelity of the hands, the fact that you have a full body in this as well, so when you're parkouring and running around, you can actually look down and see your legs running across those rooftops, or if you're holding onto the side of a building and you look down, you can see your legs actually pushing away, kind of Boneworks-esque in the full physics that this has on that side of things. So really good. Now let's talk about maps. Map size is actually impressively large for a game that is standalone. I'm actually really impressed with how much clutter and how big the maps are. You have a lot of people walking around, and you will, you know, meet the same person repeatedly. Admittedly, that's a little bit like, you know, but it does kind of fill up the map, and it does feel very full because of that. So you'll have a lot of people on screen, which is impressive. You're going to be able to fight like multiple guards at once, which again, very impressive. And on top of that, the map size itself, they're pretty substantial. When you go up to the highest point, you know, like the Eagle Peak, and you get to sort of look around and discover the entire map, it just looks pretty damn phenomenal. And you've got a huge size to these maps as well, which I really respect that they've gone for that, because they could have gone for a very linear story that only took you to the places you needed to be, but instead of that, they've given you a really big map that on top of that you can go inside of different buildings to complete missions, which opens up bigger areas to be able to go through and explore. Like if you go through a mansion, or if you go underground or into like a prison or say something like that, it just really opens up those areas and makes you feel very much involved in the game. So good job for them on that. Honestly, I think they've kind of smashed it on that side of things. Now, I feel like we've talked about mostly everything I want to talk about the game, but let's talk about some cons to the game as well. I will say they rely way too heavily on button pushes, kind of making this feel a bit of a flat game-ish in the way that you handle it. Kind of what I was explaining about with like the parkour feeling a bit button pushy. Everything has that kind of esque feeling to it, which is a bit of a shame. Now, it doesn't detract away from the game. It's still an incredible experience that I really rate that everyone should be out there trying. But of course, these are still like me nitpicking, but I just kind of wish that they had maybe looked at how other games in the VR industry have handled things. Of course, the combat is another big negative for me, as I really kind of am a combat focused person when it comes into VR, and for me they just didn't hit the mark when it comes to combat. But again, it doesn't detract away from the game being bad, it's just one of those preference things that I would have liked to personally have seen them handled it slightly better. The game itself runs incredibly well mostly. There are definitely a few stuttery points in there when you go into very large areas where the game's just like, oh, dude, you know, it definitely happens occasionally in there. Majority though, I would say 98% of the time this game is running as smooth as butter, but you will definitely occur like those few moments when you go into somewhere very big and the game's like, I'm thinking, or as you go into a level, I found more than often while it's still like loading through that level, you will definitely have those moments when you're like, yeah, I can see this is having a good old think. But still, for a game of this vastness and being on standalone, I can kind of forgive it. The other final thing that I would say just to be aware of when you get into this game is there is a lot of load screens. When it comes to like getting into these maps, a lot of load screens, and of course passing through into different areas, there is a bit of a wait time between each of them, and it can get like a little bit annoying if you like die and you've got to wait to load back in or anything like that. But you know, it's kind of like the caveat again of it being on a standalone device. Not making excuses for them, I'm just more warning you that that is the case, so prepare yourself for a little bit of a load screen and you'll be alright. You'll just have to wait a few extra seconds. Now that really is the cronks of the good, the bad and the ugly of this game. Now honestly, final thoughts on this, I love this game. I'm so pleased that this has come to actual virtual reality. I really think this is the kind of game that's going to draw brand new people into playing VR for the first time, and if you are, goodness me, this is an actual delight to come in and play on. If you're purchasing yourself like a Quest 3 and this game to start, oh, if only I'd had this kind of thing when I started in VR, let me tell you that for free, because I certainly didn't. This is one hell of an experience that I completely rate. I definitely think everyone should be buying into this, and don't worry, of course there's a ton of comfort options, so if you want to get comfortable in virtual reality first with this game, you can. There's a ton of comfortability options, so you're good no matter what level of VR you're ready to play. Now without further ado, let's dive into some gameplay. As I said at the beginning, the way this is going to work is I'm going to walk you through each of the heroes. We're going to dive in and experience a little bit of each of them, because I feel like that's the best way to do this. Rather than just showing you one, it's just going to be way more involved to show you all three, get to look at what they have to offer, look at where their maps are, and just enjoy a small nugget of each of the heroes. Let's freaking go. If you enjoyed this, please do smash like, subscribe if you are new, and let's dive into some gameplay. And then, Tudoishki!
Are you alright?
I am okay. I actually think I may have shattered one of my ankles, but it's okay. You? Little spank on the bum bum. Didn't like that, did you, eh? You loved it. You did find it interesting, didn't you, mate? Right, anyway. Oh, hello. Fair maiden. You just walked into me like I didn't even matter. How rude. This game, I am so damn impressed with this. Look at the size of this and the amount of people around, and you know what that means. Caca! I mean, I gotta say, the mechanics of this and the frickin' parkour feels great. I definitely feel like, as I'm sure I've highlighted in my review part of this, that they could have done things slightly differently. Turn off your fear of heights. I do not fear heights. I am an assassin. Oh my. But just take in for a second how grand this is. Now, the cool thing is, each time you finish an area like this, you can actually come back in, revisit it, and do a bunch of challenges. Like there's some parkour speed challenges that you need to get around. There's a bunch of other little mini games as well that you can do while you're in here. So it kind of adds to the playability. Let's caca. Caca! Sneaky. Hello, Dave. It's me. Your friendly neighbourhood. Rhys. Hey, man. How you doing? Little spank for you as well? Take it easy. See, he didn't complain, did he? Unlike you.
Help! Somebody, please!
Shikalaka! I'm so sorry I killed him, but you saw everything. Shikalakan! Oh. Oops. Hello there. I am Mr.clean. I'm here to play the fiddly ding, and I'm gonna say I'm playing this game. Oh, diddly ding ding. You love it. Shut the hell up, Gerald. Oh my god, I just love this game. I love this game to pieces. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you should love this too. Oh my god. I'm just gonna parkour around here. Love-ing life. Oh my god. See, the thing is, when we all imagined what was going to be Assassin's Creed like, you know, is this going to be a full game? Is this going to be good? Then we saw the screenshots for this game and we thought to ourselves, no way it could be that good. It just couldn't be. Well, I'm so happy to be able to report that indeed this game is great. Now, of course, it has its shortcomings as well. Everything does. But in general, this game is pretty damn impressive. Look at that, the beautiful landscape. I kind of wish I lived in this day and age. You know, wouldn't it be nice to look around and not see a freaking supermarket, a shopping stall? Ugh, just have everything here. That's a very sparkly water. But yeah, if you take in for a second, like the detail of this character in particular, my hidden blades, and then when we go into the next character in a minute, that's when it's going to blow your mind because, of course, it's a different character. Spoiler alert, it's not the same character throughout the whole game. Caca! Ugh. Oh my god, I've broken every bit of me. Ah! And welcome to this beautiful time to be alive. This guy's having a frickin' time of his life, just oot, oot, oot. On top of that, we are Kassandra, and yes, we have like full bodies as well in this game, which I think is pretty freaking dope. My dope-ass blade. Don't freak out, mate. Do you know what year it is? Why are you even worried about seeing a blade? Also, you're like semi-balding. Shut up and go away. There are other weapons that your assassins will acquire throughout your missions. Oh my god, look how dope this looks. Oh my, it just looks amazing. Like, the detailing in the hands is absolutely phenomenal. Even my stupid little stinky toes. Look at, where are my stinky toes? Ah, I can't see him. Tickle, tickle!
Let's go.
Dude just got tickled. And you? Shoo, shoo! Shoo, shoo, me. You wearing anything under there? Are ya? You wearing anything under there?
Oh.
Wow, dude, I can see your nads hanging low, like swinging to and fro. How you boys been? Good? I'm just warming up my hands by the fire. Come in here. Come in here and fight me. Yeah. Not today. Little gut stab for you there. You like that? Do ya? How about this? Shut. Oh my guy. Jesus. Grundle pants. Well, at least he had some underpants on, I suppose. Let's summon. Whee! Hello, everybody. Hey, I saw you downstairs. Another tickler. Another tickler. Tickle, 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 tickle.
Hands off me.
Sorry. God, look at this temple. Like, do you know what the scale of this place just is in flipping sane? Caca! Sorry, sir. You appear to be dead. Oh god, look at your ugly, stupid face. Slap, slap. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Get ready for this. Combat jump. Killed him. Oh my god, I'm unbelievably good. Dead. Anyone else? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry, Jeremy. Retrieve my knife, because I can. Put that back in my pouch. Also, you got your grundle out, buddy. Stop that. Disgusting. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Jump in, jump in, jump in. Oh my god, I am amazing. Okay, give me my knife back. I'll need that back. Thanks. And that's everyone dead. Assassin. That's me. Let's go check out the last guy. Good god. Here we are for the third and final character. Hidden blade. But what back? My penis hanging out or something? No. Shut the hell up. Look at the time and effort they put into making this just look absolutely fantastic. Even like gestures and stuff. Like, I'm glad that they've sort of messed around to make those things feel really good. I've also got throwing knives, which look dope. Got a freaking tomahawk. Look how disgusting. This thing's like very chunky. I don't know how efficient it'd be at cutting things, but very good at throwing things. And a bow. Hell to the yes. Like I say, you can actually mess around with getting different weapons for your characters. Unlocked throughout doing missions and stuff, which is pretty damn cool. We're going to climb up here just because I want to. And that's really the only argument I have for that. Woo! Oh my god, I am on the peak. Wow. Goodness me, I am very high up. It's actually making my manhood tingle, you know? That's when you know you're high up. Caw-caw! Oh, Jesus bloody Christ! Okay, I didn't expect to hit anything on the way down. Excuse me, good sir. I didn't do anything. When you see something like this, not only does it blow my mind, but secondly, it blows my mind because this is standalone. This isn't even PC VR or something dope, you know? This is standalone, which is kind of crazy. Killed him. I know, it was pretty savage actually. But this is just like, this is everything I wanted and more, you know? It's just so cool. Absolutely love it. Let's go murderize some people. Oh, my guy. How do you feel about that? I love that back. Thanks. Good night, sir. Shala! Oh my god. I'm amazing. Which one's gonna hit him first? Oh, wow, my guy. That is a full-on lung blaster. Oh my god, I'm just climbing a freaking spire all the way to the tippy top. This is how much freedom you have in this. It's nuts, dude. Right, here we go. Can I? Oh my god, that actually freaked me out. Oh my god, I'm going to car down to there. That's fine. But right now, just take it in. Look at this. Bloody hell, it's amazing. Click up! Bloody hell, I'm dead. Hey man, I was supposed to land in the hay. And I landed here and now I'm gonna kill you! And you! Anyway, that's gonna pretty much round us off on this video. If you're interested in seeing me do like a actual gameplay of this, I'm talking like an actual video where we dive in and properly do a mission, explore this game for what it is, let me know in the comments down below. I'm more than happy to come back and do that. It would just be an honor to do so because I love this game. I've enjoyed every minute of playing through it so far. I'm ridiculously looking forward to... Bugger. Hey man. Shush. He was a bad guy, I promise. Probably. Yeah, he's dead. You forgot your broom. Hey, you forgot your broom. Come back here. No, you forgot your broom. Your broom. Lady, hello? She forgot her broom. She's very erratic. Janet. Your broom. Like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Goodbye.